Hello everyone, it is me, James the Food Man, and welcome back to the Man's Kitchen. And today, I'm kind of phoning it in a little bit. Taking the easy way out because I'm having a busy week, and we're going to do something very, very simple I've been saving for a week just like this. And it uses tomatoes, coming up next. And we're back from the intro. Now, if you like my channel, hit the subscribe button. It really helps us out a lot to get more subscribers. And if you like this video, hit the like button. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, that way you can get updates and behind-the-scenes pictures when I do all kinds of cool, crazy stuff. Which I don't do too often, but it happens. Anyways, today we are going to do bruschetta, or bruschetta, or tomatoes on toast, however you want to call it, whatever you want to say. And I'll show you all the ingredients and talk a little bit about bruschetta next. Alright, so we have some bread. I grabbed some bread from the restaurant. It's already cut up and garlic buttered. You can use whatever kind of bread you want. We've got some Parmesan cheese, tomatoes, onion, garlic, and I'll grab some herbs and or spices from the cabinet. I'll show you what those are when we mix it up. Now, before we continue, yes, normally I would have all of this stuff already prepped up and say, if you want to know how to prep up simple ingredients, check out my culinary skills playlist. But if I did that today, the video would be like 4 seconds long because I would just be taking my stuff and mixing it in a bowl. So I'm going to do a refresher course with you today on how to dice a tomato, an onion, and some garlic. And we'll get to the cooking part of this video next. Okay, so we're gonna start with our tomato. Take your sticker off of it, the whole sticker. Yeah, it takes three rips to get the sticker off. All right, now that the sticker's off, and put the tomato down the middle of the cutting board. You can use a smaller knife. You can use a bigger knife. It really matters not what you do. Just take a knife that you're comfortable with. And I'm going to use a smaller one because it's a little lighter and it's big enough for this job. With the core end down, the stem end, whatever you want to call it, down against the cutting board, and myself in a safe position, I'm holding the knife pinch grip style. We're going to cut the tomato just as if it was an onion. Okay, see how it kind of bloomed open? Now, smartly roll it to its side, and like thus, start slicing. And look at that, you have diced tomato. Sometimes you're going to get a little bit, the bottom's going to come out a little more, so you might have to cut it on the bottom, roll it around a little bit. You know what? Knife's a little small for the job. I was wrong. You can't use whatever knife you want. You're going to have to use a big knife. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. When you get near the end, you will have some pieces that are a little awkward in size, so just take a quick run through them. Okay, what we do at the restaurant when we make pails of this stuff, this is how we do it. We save all of our ends to the end, and then we give them a run through with the knife. Okay, and that is our technique for cutting up our tomatoes. Okay, boom. So we'll put our tomato in our bowl. Okay, we'll move on to our garlic. For this, we can use the small knife. We're going to put the garlic down. We're going to take our knife and we're going to whack with the palm of our hand. That gets the skin off. Now, if you have a garlic press, you could load this in your press and do that, or we could just cut it up. Okay, you just pass it a few times like this, and that will help dice up your garlic nice and small. If you want to go really fine with your garlic, you can use salt to cut your garlic. And what you do for that is you sprinkle some salt on, and then you start passing the knife across it like this with the salt on it. And what happens is the salt actually tears the garlic up. And if you're going to be putting salt in your dish anyways, it's a good way to get your salt in there. But for this one piece of garlic, we're just going to go like that. Okay, get that into our bowl. Finally, we're going to take our onion. I only need about 1/4 of this onion for the amount of tomato and garlic in that bowl. So you'll notice I took the stem end off. This is the end that would be, or the root end, I mean, because this is the end that would come up out of the ground with, yeah, this is the end that would come up out of the ground with a flower, yeah. Root end, this way. You know, whichever way has the, just cut this side off. It's been a long week. Okay, take the peel off. And just like the tomato, we're going to hold our knife horizontal to the cutting board. Just going to slice across. So if you just press, nothing's going to happen. So you have to give yourself a slice in motion. So just slide the knife to the heel of the knife, and that's going to give you your nice cuts. Take your knife, come across. Okay. Like I said, we're only about 1/4 of this onion for that much tomato, so if I cut half the onion up, we only need half of the half. So we'll put that in our bowl. Okay. And I'm going to clean up all of this mess, and when I come back to you, we'll add some oil, some herbs and seasoning in there, and we'll get our bread toasted. Okay, we have our principal ingredients here inside of our bowl. We have our onion, tomato, and garlic. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to add, and I already put my knife away, but we're going to add a little bit of parsley. I have some parsley here. You know what we're going to do first? We're going to put our bread in the oven. I think you can see the oven from there. I just opened the oven and I have the broiler set. That's turned on. And when you use your broiler, you want to put your rack as high as possible. So that's just going to go in there. And you want to leave your oven door open just ajar. Okay? Now my oven gives me a warning that says close the door, but I believe that's just for the preheating. But when you're actually broiling, you want to leave the oven door open slightly. And a lot of you will notice that when you open your oven door, it has a little bit of a positive stop. There's a place right about 1/4 open where it can just stay. And that is actually the location that your door is supposed to be set for your broiler. Okay, so now we have our parsley chopped up, and in there, we're going to add some extra virgin olive oil. We're going to add a little bit of kosher salt. Whoa, way too much. So we're just going to, like that, okay? A little bit of oregano. I like oregano. A little bit of pepper, black pepper. If you have a pepper mill, of course, you can use fresh pepper. We're going to get ourselves a spoon. We're going to mix this all up. Okay. It shouldn't take, if your broiler is hot enough, probably about 500 degrees, it shouldn't take that long for your bread to toast. see that? I'm trying to get some toast on the side. And that's been, what, a minute? I'm going to leave that in the oven for about another 30 seconds while we just do a taste test on this to see if we need to add any other ingredients. Just a bit more of the salt. Okay. I'll come back to you in a second. We'll plate it all up. All right, everybody. I laid out my bruschetta on my cutting board here, and I spooned it on. I used almost the entire thing. If my bread was maybe a little more larger face, then I would use it all up. And next, we're going to take some Parmesan cheese. We're just going to sprinkle that on. We're going to make it snow, basically. Now, here's the interesting thing. When people talk about bruschetta, this is usually the dish they're talking about. But bruschetta itself refers to the bread. So you can have, this is tomato bruschetta, but you could have a mushroom bruschetta or an eggplant bruschetta. There's a couple different vegetable combinations that are okay. And if you want to see me do any of those in another video, let me know. And I'll do up a bruschetta video where we do different toppings. And we'll taste this up next. All right, let's taste this up. So it's important to get good tomatoes that aren't too acidic, because you really don't want an acidy bite when you bite into this. You want to get the richness of the bread. The bread actually brings the richness in this dish with the garlic butter on it. You get a lot of garlic flavor between the bread and the garlic in the bruschetta. In the bruschetta mix, I would say. So overall, good dish. How you can change it and spice it up, because this is simple. You can put feta or goat's cheese on this and flash it in the oven right after you top it to get some melted cheese on it. Or you could experiment with eggplant or mushrooms or something else. Now, in case you're wondering why I did something so simple this week, other than it's good to do simple things once in a while, next week I have something special to show you guys I'm working on. Might be next week or the week after, but when I post it, you'll understand why I'm so busy this week. In the meantime, if you like this channel, hit the subscribe button, and if you like this video, hit the like button. And remember to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And until I see you again next week in the man's kitchen, have yourself a great week from me, the Food Man.